Last week, I told you that time is hiding. And I know what happened after you heard that. You nodded and then you opened your calendar and you looked at it. And you thought, Salime, I don't know what calendar you're looking for, but mine has 0 room. Work, kids, commute, church, the thing you said yes to 6 months ago that you cannot get out of, the group chat that never stops, the laundry that multiplies itself, the person who always needs something from you specifically. I see it. I've lived it. And I'm going to show you something in the next 15 minutes that is going to make you a little bit uncomfortable because the time isn't gone. You know where it is. You just haven't looked at it honestly yet. So stay with me. Welcome to Freedom to Follow. I am Salime. If this is your first time here, I am your digital business mentor for missions. I spent over 20 years building digital businesses and platforms across 3 continents, and I'm here to save you from all the mistakes and headaches and hand you the frameworks, the hacks, and the blueprints to start building your digital business today. Everything we talk about comes with a practical exercise waiting for you for free at www.latinpreneurs.com/the vault. If you're already part of the community, welcome back. Remember, this is seasons 3 from Stuck to Started. And this one is if you have no idea how to start your digital business, but you really want the freedom to follow the Lord. Now, today's exercise is short, very honest, and it might be the one that makes you realize, hey, I can do this thing of building a digital business for freedom, and I can start today. If you're back from last week, I know you have your skill finder list, and it is really good because today we're going to find out when are you going to build your digital business. So let's go. Now, I want to tell you how Latinpreneurs was born because I want you to know you're not building alone. This is how I am building this new platform from scratch, and I know it will work. So in 2020, I started Reformadas, a Bible teaching platform for Latina women. Free resources, books, guides, downloadables, all in Spanish or from us, from us, and I built it from nothing. Today it has over 75,000 monthly users. We have reached over 2 million downloads. We have more than 30 published books. And last year, my family and I decided to take a year off to learn from the global church. And so I've been working remotely. Now, as we've been traveling in Bangkok and Rwanda and Zambia and Vietnam, I kept noticing something that breaks my heart a little. Every missionary I meet is American. Lovely people. I mean, my husband is American. Committed people. Jesus-loving people. People who had given up a lot to be there. But they were spending years learning the language and the culture, trying to be something most of them aren't born as. And I kept thinking, man, any Latina could walk into this community and learn the language and be home in a week. We look like them. We understand chaos. We cook from scratch. We know what it means to stretch a budget and still feed everyone, strangers if they happen to be a friend of a friend that just comes. We speak fluency in things that others take years to learn and understand. See, the unreached people groups of the world, the ones that nobody has gotten to yet, they don't need someone who studies their culture. They need someone who lived a version of it. And then I learned the statistics that makes me a little uncomfortable. Indigenous missionaries, people from the field, people who look like their communities, they're reaching, they do 90% of the work of pioneer mission work, and they receive only 10% of the funding. The system was not built for them. And it was not built for us. The traditional model of raise your support and get sponsored by your church or wait for a denominational approval for your budget, it assumes that you have access to donors and institutions and networks that were not built with Latinos in mind. So I started asking God a question. Why and what do missionaries actually need? Latino missionaries need? Well, we need money, funds to fund their own obedience. They need income that travels to the ends of the world. Income, money that does not require a board of directors to say yes. They need a digital business. And man, I know about digital businesses. All of my career, I built digital businesses and digital platforms. So God pointed his finger at me. Of course, my reaction was absolutely no. You guys, I am already running Reformadas. I'm already homeschooling my kids while traveling. I'm writing a book on the road, serving and learning from the global church. So I told God, I cannot do this on the go. And yet, You know when you know that God is talking to you directly? Well, I heard it clearly. You have to. So I did. I am on the go with a lot on my plate. I had to find the time, not to invent time because that's impossible, but to find it because it's already there. I just hadn't been honest about where it was going. So that's what we're going to do today, because you are feeling exactly how I felt when God put this Latinpreneurs movement in my heart, and this is what I am doing. So here's one thing that I want you to walk away with today. You are not out of time. You are out of awareness. And those are two completely different problems. One means that there's literally nothing left, and one, out of awareness, means that hours exist that are in your week right now, but they are invisible because you have labeled them as unavailable or unmovable or already spoken for. And some of them are genuinely spoken for, but not all of them. In fact, I'm going to dare say, not even most of them. So today we're going to find those hours, not to immediately fill them up with building stuff, but just to see them, because you cannot protect time you don't know you have. So we're going to look into the hidden hours. There are 3 places where your hidden hours are living right now. The first place is the in-between. It's not big chunks or blocks of time. It's not a free afternoon. There are the small pockets you've written off because they feel too short to actually matter. The commute, the drive, like those are audio time, learning time, listening, thinking. If you take the public transit, that's your hands-free. That's a woman who gets on the metro at 7:15 every morning and has 45 minutes each way. She doesn't think of it as 80 minutes a day because she's never added it up, but that's 6 hours and 40 minutes every single week. She has given those hours to content that entertains her. She could be giving them to content that builds her. Or that lunch break you eat at your desk, if you actually take 30 minutes and go somewhere, to your car, to the bench outside, the corner of cafeteria with your earbuds in, that's 30 minutes of focused time throughout the day. That's 2.5 full hours a week. You have been eating sad desk salads and losing 2.5 hours every week. Or the wait, the doctor's office, the pickup line, the 10 minutes before the meeting starts, the 15 minutes you're early to everything because your mom raised you like that. You are on your phone for all of it. And the question is what you're doing there. Now, none of this alone will build a digital business, but together they change everything about how fast you can move in building real freedom. Now, the second place, it's the default hours. It's these hours that you spend every day out of habit rather than by choice. And I'm going to ask you to really be honest here because this is a really uncomfortable part. How much time are you spending on your phone in a way that doesn't build anything? I mean, and I'm not judging, I'm asking because I had to ask this myself. I had to actually look. And the average person spends between 2 and 4 hours a day on their phone outside of work. Not in calls, but scrolling, watching, clicking, through things that they don't even remember 10 minutes later. 2 hours a day is 14 hours a week. 14. Man, to start your digital business, you don't need 14, you don't need 10, you don't need 5, you need 3. 3 focused hours a week is enough to start building a digital business from scratch. And I'll put math in your hands in a minute so that we realize what we're having in our hands. But if you have been telling yourself that you have 0 time and somewhere in your week there are hours of screen time chosen by default rather than by decision, that's not a problem. That's an awareness problem. That's not a time problem, it's an awareness problem. And this awareness problem is fixable. Now, I'm not going to ask you to give it all up. I'm going to ask you to look honestly and decide which hours you actually want back. The show you watch, for instance, every night while technically doing something else, or the social media spiral that starts with 5 minutes and ends with an hour and 45, or the group chat that you feel obligated to follow in real time. I mean, these aren't necessarily, hopefully, bad things for you, but they are hours and they are yours. So you get to decide what these hours are there for. Now, the third place is that yes, you didn't choose. These are the commitments you're carrying that you never actually kind of decided to carry. They have accumulated, or they inherited you. It's like the committee you got volunteered onto because you're reliable, or The friend who calls you at 9 p.m. every Thursday and somehow always goes 90 minutes, or the family obligation that is technically optional but emotionally feels mandatory, or the thing that you do every week that you would quietly stop if anyone gave you permission to stop. Now, I'm not telling you to drop everything. Your family actually matters, your community matters, your commitments are real, but I do want you to audit them, because somewhere in your week there is at least one recurring hour, probably more, that belongs to an obligation that you accepted by default but not by design, and that hour is costing you something that is very valuable. See, when I was building Reformadas, I had to stop being available for things that were good but not mine to carry. It was not forever, just during that building season. The call I used to take every week that was really somebody processing out loud for an hour, or the group that I was part of out of loyalty rather than calling. I took back those weeks for myself, not with guilt, but with clarity, and I chose those hours for Reformadas. You get to do the same, and I am doing the same right now as I'm launching and doing Latinpreneurs on the go. Here's what I want you to do before next week. I want you to take an honest look at last week. It's not a spreadsheet, because I hate spreadsheets. It's not a time tracking app. It's just honest memory. Where are your hours actually going? Not where are you planning for them to go, but where are they actually going? The hidden hours are there. I already know they are. I've never met a woman doing this exercise who doesn't find at least 5 hours she didn't know she had. Usually it's more. And here's the math that I promised you. 3 hours a week. That's it. 90 minutes twice a week, or an hour 3 times a week. In 1 year, you get 156 hours, enough to identify your skill, create your first digital product, put it in front of people, and make your first sales. Real women have done it with less. I am doing it right now, like running Reformadas and homeschooling and writing a book in a different country every few weeks and learning from the global church. And it's not because I have a special gift for time. I really don't. But it's because I stopped being dishonest about where my time was going, and now I'm building. I want you to take what you find and turn it into a real system, into how to protect and guard those hours, how to use them with focus and strategy, and to build something exactly with that. So I built another exercise. It's called the Sacred Hours Framework, and it lives in season 1, episode 5. So you can do this week's exercise and then go after to get that one, so that you can find not only the hours with the hidden hours audit, but also how to protect them and how to start your digital business with 3 hours every week. The hidden hours audit, again, it's for free. It's at latinpreneurs.com/the vault. And here's what you're going to be doing. You're going to be walking honestly through 1 week. It's just 1 page with 3 sections. And I want you to find out the in-between hours, that default hours, that all the yeses that you have inherited, and the scrolling hours that are available. You will add them up and then ask one question. If I protected just 3 hours every week, what would I do with them? Now, you don't have to get the full answer, but I want you to start asking. So go to latinpreneurs.com/the vault, look for the hidden hours audit, and do it before next episode, because the next step builds on what you find here. Now, I want you to leave you with something. The reason I'm doing all of this, Reformadas, Latinpreneurs, this podcast, the book, serving, because I believe Latina women are one of the most underutilized forces in the kingdom of God. Not because we lack the calling, but because we do lack infrastructure. The missionary agencies weren't built for us. The traditional support systems were not built for us. The old paths to freedom were not designed with us in mind either. But a digital business that's yours, it travels with you. It does not require anyone's approval. It can fund your obedience when God says go somewhere the system would never sponsor you to go. Your church, your home, a ministry in your city, an unreached community in the world. And it can start with 3 hours a week that you already have. You just have to be honest to find them. So I want you to go do this exercise, because next week I want to talk about the thing that stops more women than anything else. More than time, more than money, more than not knowing what to sell. It is the voice that says, who am I to do this? And I'm going to dismantle it completely. You do not want to miss it. So Go and find your hidden hours. Download the Hidden Hours Audit at latinpreneurs.com/the vault. And remember that my name is Alime, and this is Freedom to Follow by Latinpreneurs. I'll see you next week.